Famous actor Paul Walker has died yesterday, November 30th, 2013. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. But before we get to this video, here's the question of the day. This is an obvious, sudden, tragic event. This came out of nowhere. Never expected anything like this. Paul Walker, who had a breakout role in the early 2000s with The Fast and Furious, alongside Vin Diesel, considered probably one of the more iconic speed racing, street racing type of films that not only influenced that culture and brought it into the mainstream consciousness, it also led to the success of his career. It helped him stay relevant. He also starred in Varsity Blues. He starred in other sequels, of course, to the the Fast and the Furious franchise. Paul Walker is only 40 years old. 40. He turned 40 this year, and apparently he got into a car with a friend of his, and the driver hit I believe it was a tree. They just lost control, and then the car itself burst into flames. Horrible, tragic event, and something that you never really expect, because this actor, this guy who you just never really think of this kind of stuff happening to him. It's not like this guy was a NASCAR driver or anything like that, and how strangely ironic that his fame coming from those Fast and the Furious films, and then to end up like that, and to sort of, that would be his final moments on Earth, being in a car like that, and the whole thing. This is just sad, because you never really appreciate, this actor. It's like I'm not a big fan of celebrity, this idea, this celebrity worship culture. But this guy has been in our consciousness for the past decade, over a decade. I mean, this guy's been around. This guy is a pop culture name. Last film I saw of his was, I believe it was Fast 5. Came out in 2011. I haven't seen Fast 6 yet. That's the newer one, the 2013 sequel. This kind of shit, this whole thing is just depressing, because again, you just don't, it's easy to be dismissive and just say like, oh well, he's just a celebrity, but this guy was just, it really shouldn't have happened. Anyway, rest in peace, Paul Walker. To his family, Jesus Christ. First heard the news, it was like, what the fuck? I looked it up on YouTube. I typed in P. His name came up immediately. I was like, oh, why is Paul Walker trending all of a sudden? And then Paul Walker dead. And that was horrifying. And then I googled up his name, and then it turned out he actually was in this horrible car accident. And it's like, holy shit. And now, his roles in those films, in the sequels of The Fast and the Furious 7, I believe he has other work coming up. Apparently he was set to play as Agent 47 in the Hitman movie. That was interesting. A video game character. I mentioned before that video games are going to be the future of Hollywood's trends. They're going to start cashing in on video games and start making film-based movies on it. He is, I would consider him an iconic actor. You know, he might not be this massive guy who appears in like all the biggest blockbusters, but he had a hell of a career. And he was just, in many respects, just kind of getting into his stride. 40 years old, and he probably had a lot more movies, a lot more roles he could have done. And here's the answer to the question of the day.